Hi there, this is your instructor Fido Shahri. Today we are going to discuss about planning and decision making. So let's get started. What is planning? Benefits and pitfalls of planning, how to make plans at work, planning from top to bottom, and rational decision making. So what is the planning? Planning is choosing a goal and developing a strategy to achieve that goal. You can have a look at the benefits of planning. Benefits, it leads to the persistence here. It gives you directions, and it gives you in the efforts and creation of task strategies. So what are the benefits of planning? Managers and employees, they put greater efforts when following plan, and the workers with specific plan become successful. When we discuss about the persistence, it is what planning leads to persistence. It is working hard for the long periods. Planning encourages persistence that there may be little chance of a short-term success. Now, the another benefit of planning is direction. Plans encourage managers and their workers and employees to direct their persistence effort towards activities that help accomplish their goals. We can say the managers, when we say what that direction means, the manager give a clear guidelines, direction as how to do a particular work, as how to do a particular task. Plan encourages the development of a task strategies. In other words, plan also encourages them to think of better ways to do their jobs. There may be many ways to do a particular job. So what are the most efficient, most effective ways of doing job? Those tasks must be done. The most compelling benefit of planning is that it works for both the companies and individuals. Now, when we use the term individuals, here we mean the workers or the employees. Now, there is impede change. When I say it can impede a change and adaptation, it prevent or slow needed adaptation. Sometimes companies fail to see that their plans they are not working or their goals need to change. That they need to change their plans. Maybe they have flaws, there are some loopholes in their plans, so they need to change their plans. It can create a false sense of certainty. Planners sometimes they feel that they know exactly what the future holds for them, but they can have a good guess, but they are not certain about the future directions. Now, there is another pitfall of planning is that detachment of planners. So when I say what a detachment of planner means, in theory, the managers and the top level manager, they're supposed to focus on the big picture, and they're not concerned themselves with the details of the implementation. They may have a bad performances. So that is one of the pitfalls of planning. How to make plans that work. We start with setting goals. Now, what is the setting goal? That is number one. They must be specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. In short, they are called SMART goals. So what are the specific goals? These are the goals that increase the sales by 15%. So we can say it is very specific: 15%, 5%, 10% increase in the market share, 5%, 10% increase in the distribution, and so on. So these are specific. Measurable: keeping track of number of annual maintenance contracts sold to the customers. How many, what sales you have done. So that is measurable. Attainable means that goal must could be achieved within a given time period: 3 years, 4 years, 3 months, 4 months. And the goals must also be realistic. Say, for example, there are 30% increase in sales during the off season. So that is realistic. And the last one is time. Timely goals must be achieved within the organization. So if you make plans based on the right time, you have made the right goals. And then number two is called developing commitment to goals. So when Managers, when the organization they make goals, they just get themselves glued to those goals. So they must be committed to those goals, and that's how they are going to achieve those goals. So, so what does commitment to goal means? It is the determination to achieve the goals. Managers and the workers, they must commit themselves to their goals. So the most important popular approach to set goals is participation. Managers and the workers, they choose goals together. Another technique for gaining the commitment to make the goals public. For example, a college student or a university student communicate at public that he would achieve 3.6 GPA or 3.7 GPA. So there is a more likelihood that this student would achieve his or her goal. Now, we already done with number one, set goals, develop commitment, and number three is called develop effective action plan. So what is develop active plan? And number four is track progress toward goal achievement. So what is number three? Develop action plan. These are the specific steps, people, and resources needed to accomplish a goal. It is a list of specific steps, for example, how to do a particular work, when to do that work, what to do, and who will do it. So that is an action plan. Number four is called track progress toward goal achievement. So there are two methods of tracking progress. Number one is proximal goals and distal goals. So proximal goals are the short-term goals or sub-goals, whereas the distal goals are the long-term or the primary goals. And then we have number five, that is the last one, maintain flexibility. It means we have a plan A. What if plan A fails? So we should have a plan B. So these are called options-based planning, which means maintaining a flexibility by making small simultaneous investment in many alternative plans. So if we have plan A, plan B failed, so we have plan C, plan D, and so on. Select resources. These are the cushion of extra resources that can be used with location-based planning to adapt to unanticipated change, problems, or opportunities. Learning-based planning, these are the better ways of achieving goals by continuing testing, changing, and improving plans and strategies. Now, planning from top to bottom. Now here we have the top managers. They make the vision and they make the mission. Then we have the middle managers. They make the tactical plans, and they also make MBOs, so-called management by objectives. And then we have the third level, that is called the first line managers. They also make the operational plan. So we start at the top manager, starting at the top. So what they do, they make the strategic plan. Strategic plans are the overall company plans that clarify how the company is supposed to serve the customers and what position against competitors over the next 2 years, next 5 years, they are going to maintain. Vision, that is what? That is the inspirational statement of any organization enduring purpose. But when we discuss about the mission of any organization, it is a statement of the company's overall goal that unifies the company's wide efforts to vision, challenges, projections, a finish line, and a time frame. Now, mission could also be defined as the reason of being or reason of existence. Now, for example, there is a free cancer hospital. So the mission of that cancer hospital is to provide a free medical treatment to the poor patients. There is an NGO, so the mission of that NGO is to serve the humanity to the poor people, particularly the poor people. Bending the middle, these are the tactical plans created and implemented by the middle managers that specify how the companies should use their resources, what budgets, and how people over the next 3 months, 6 months, and 2 years. What does MBO means, management by objectives? It is a 4-step process in which managers, employees, they discuss and select goals and meet regularly to progress the overall goal accomplishment. So they meet regularly. That are they moving towards the right direction? Are they in a better position to achieve the organization goals? Now, finishing at the bottom, they are the frontline managers or lower level managers. So they make the operational plans. So what does these operational plan means? They make day-to-day plans, developed and implemented by lower level managers. They are usually the single-use plans that covers unique one-time only event. And then we have the standing plans they use repeatedly to handle frequently recurring events, routine activities, so-called. And then we have the policy standing plan to indicate general course of action that should be taken in response to the particular event. Now, when we say what are the procedures, these are the standing plan that indicates the specific step that should be taken in response to the event. Rules and regulations are again the standing plans that describe how a particular action should be done and how a particular action should be performed, or what must happen in response to a particular event. Budgets are, we know that the capital of the money, the financial of the money of the organization. So budgeting is quantitative planning through which managers decide how much money is required, how much capital is required, how to allocate that capital, and how we are going to make those capital or finances available so that we can best accomplish the organization goals. Now, how can the organizations they make their decisions, so-called rational decisions? There are 6 steps. Number 1 is they should define the problem, identify the decision criteria, weight the criteria, generate alternative course of action, evaluate each alternative, and number 6, compute the optimal decision. So, what is number 1? Define the problem. What is an issue? How do we define a problem? There is a gap between the desired state of action and the existing state of action. So the difference between the desired conditions and the current conditions is a problem. So number 2 is identify the decision criteria. These are the standards used to guide the judgment and decisions. And number 3, weight the criteria, which means that we have different alternatives and we are going to give importance. Which criteria is more important? So we are going to assign weights. So which criteria are more or less important? Number 4, general alternative courses of action. These are what? These are generate as many alternatives as possible. So organization, they must generate as many alternatives, as many options as possible. And number 5 is evaluate each alternative. So there are 4 alternatives, there are 5 alternatives, whatever. So every alternative should be systematically evaluated, and the manager, they have to give a weight to that. And the last one is compute the optimal decision. And then the last step is determining each alternative optimal solution and then do the implementation. I hope you enjoy my lecture. Thank you for listening.